Yo, guys, time has absolutely flown by. In just about 3 days-ish, we will be able to play Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, and I completely forgot all about this. I'm actually going to be out of town, I think. Technically coming back into town when it comes out. Did not plan that out completely at all, and just did not remember it. But I will be streaming it because I love the Metal Gear Solid series. It's my favorite games growing up as a kid. I can literally speedrun the crap out of Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. And that is something that we will be doing here on the stream. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of those, because we'll be live with all of them. But today I want to talk to you guys about a little misconception that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about on the internet. And anytime that Metal Gear Solid Master Collection does come up, I was having a conversation with somebody about this earlier, and they kind of referenced this article to me, and it's kind of making a lot more sense now. A lot of people read this clickbait headline from IGN, and it isn't exactly true, and in my opinion, it is not really that big of a deal. There are some other issues I'm very concerned with, but the things that people are concerned with is I think wrong. A couple of months ago, it was reported when people got to play the Master Collection early on, which was weirdly enough available to play on the Nintendo Switch. It did not run that great. It was 720p and 30 frames per second, but Konami told people that were playing the demo that they're aiming to try to get it to 1080p and improve that in that way. So a lot of people were wondering, okay, what does this mean for the other titles? Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, and also 1 when it comes to PC and PlayStation 4, 5, etc. Unfortunately, it's been confirmed that the game itself will be peaking at 1080p, which, oh god, that's rough, man. That's rough. It's weird because the HD collection, when it first came out, actually was 720p. It was 720, 60 frames, and to see, like, it's been about 10 years, 11 years since that actually came out, now that I think about it. With the technology we have today, they should easily be able to upscale this or at least get it up to 4K. On PC, come on, man. You know, modders are going to do this. Modders are going to do this on day one. I remember when Chrono Cross remaster came out. It was like 2 days. Actually, a day and a half, because I think I was live and somebody sent it to me. But people created an upscaler mod for the cutscenes and some aspects of the game to kind of improve it. So I'm really hoping the modding community comes together for this one, because it doesn't look like Konami will be doing it for us. But this article actually says Metal Gear Solid will be locked at 30 frames per second in a Master Collection. And people were like losing their minds about this, but they seem to forget that this means Metal Gear Solid, like Metal Gear Solid 1, not Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3. When it comes to, and if you look at right here, the Nintendo Switch version, TV mode, and handheld mode, when it comes to Metal Gear Solid, it is locked to 30. And also, for Nintendo Switch, for Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, that is the case as well. It will be 1080 if you have it docked, but if you're playing it on handheld, it will be 720, unfortunately. And 30 frames, which is weird, because MGS 2 on worst technology ran 60 frames back in the day on the PS2. Oh god, that's just horrible. But the PlayStation 5 and Steam versions not hitting 4K or at least 1440p, but at least reaching 60 frames, it's whatever, I guess. The main reason why I'm excited for this is to be able to play these games, especially Metal Gear Solid 3, in an easy way. In order to stream or like to record and play it on your PS3, which I still have my PS3, I need to get a HDCP like bypasser for my capture card. And that's just, I had one, I moved, I lost it. I don't feel like buying another one. And it's just so much of a headache to actually get to play them. I'm going to be playing it on Steam because I hope, fingers crossed, you know, modders hook this up faster than Konami ever could. And most likely they will within the first week. And for sure, I will be bringing a video to you guys if that is the case. But I mentioned this because I was talking with a friend yesterday, and his chat was telling me, shout out to the Gamer2323, by the way. His chat was telling me that, oh, they're not going to get it because it's locked at 30 frames per second in 2023, and like how horrible that is. And I didn't understand why, and then they kind of like pointed me in the direction of this, and this article came out last month, actually. I kind of missed it. Yeah, it's true, but a lot of people took this and was like, okay, well, the other two games, I mean, this isn't a big deal because Metal Gear Solid 1 was always 30 frames per second, and I don't think MGS 1 on PS1, I don't think that game will benefit in any way being 60 frames per second. I don't think that input-wise, it's not really going to do much for it, and I mean, I guess it will look cool and buttery smooth, but I don't see that as a big deal. I'm more concerned with the MGS 2 and 3 not able to hit 4K. It's like they didn't even try, man. They did not even try. And I understand if people in the comments aren't going to buy this. I fully support your decision. Whatever it is you want to do, don't feel pressured to have to get this. Or even skip out on Volume 1 and stay tuned for like Volume 2, because Volume 2... So here we go. If you go to the Metal Gear Portal website and you go to the History tab, they actually show you a timeline right here. All the games right here that have the plus sign on it are what's included in the Volume 1 Master Collection, which is pretty exciting because, you know, we already know we're getting Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, and Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, and Metal Gear. However, the other 4 games here that we cannot click on just yet are Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Phantom Pain, Ground Zeroes, which both technically are the same game, but like the one's the prequel, and Metal Gear Solid 4, which is the most exciting thing about this. Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of the hardest games to play these days if you don't have a functioning PlayStation 3, and also if you try to stream it on PlayStation Now, it's very laggy and not worth it. I'm really excited to see that this game will be coming in Volume 2, which is pretty much guaranteed at this point right here. All 4 of these games, all 4 of these titles could be coming in Volume 2, and it'll be something special. I mean, Xbox fans will finally get a chance to play Metal Gear Solid 4. You can play it on our PS3 emulator, I think, on PC, but a lot of people say it can be buggy and not run the best, even with up-to-date technology. However, I think modding MGO, Metal Gear Online, is still a thing for Metal Gear Solid 4, so that's really great to see. I don't think these games, unfortunately, will come with their multiplayer intact. That is Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, which had multiplayer, and Metal Gear Solid 4, which had MGO. Oh, and same goes for Phantom Pain. I forgot Phantom Pain did have MGO as well. I can't remember if it was good or not. But the main thing is with Volume 2, which I was saying, if you want to pass up on, if you want to skip out on Volume 1, yo, Volume 2 is looking pretty sick, especially if they take the feedback that we're giving right now with Volume 1. Like, Konami, if you're watching this, take this feedback and make sure that for Volume 2, please make sure that Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots is playable in 4K and at least 60 frames. There was a lot of times where the game would dip, like in the smoky areas or like heavy effect areas, where the game would dip to like 15 frames, 20 frames when you were playing it on the PlayStation 3. And then a lot of times when you're wearing the night vision goggles and looking straight up in the sky even, the game would run in 60 frames. So it's kind of like all over the place sometimes. It was not unlocked, I don't recall it being, but it was a very weird game technically to work with from what I gather in the old Konami like documentaries from Kojima. But Metal Gear Solid 4, that is what I'm really excited for and waiting to finally be able to play it, not on PlayStation Now, and with hopefully 120 frame support. Is that asking too much? There's no word yet on when Volume 2 will be coming out. All we know is Volume 1 comes out next week, just a few days from now. Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta, which is supposed to be like a Crisis Core reunion toward a situation where it's just really updated graphics and stuff, that is expected to release, I think, early 2024. I think it was spring, if I recall correctly. I would imagine after that we can expect to see Volume 2 being promoted and announced, maybe releasing next year in the summertime. That's something that I'm greatly looking forward to. What about you guys? I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Now, I do have a question I want to ask you guys. If you had to rank all the Metal Gear Solid games in order of your favorite, what would they be? You can go 1 through 4. You could even do all of these if you want, but let me know in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think. My personal favorite is Part 3, then 1, then 4, then 2. That's my personal favorites right there. And if I want to add in like, okay, I'll add in the other ones, okay? I still love 3, 1, 2, 4, Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain, and then Peace Walker. I don't know, I wasn't really a big fan of Peace Walker. When Metal Gear started to go the route of mission by mission chapter selects in that way, I kind of like fell off with it. I wasn't really a fan of that. It was just a weird thing. Because, you know, with Metal Gear Solid 3, 1, and 2, you did have like mission rankings and stuff, but it was at the very end of the game where you finish your main mission. Metal Gear Solid 4 had 4 different acts, I think it was, so they did have like mission rankings there. But that's a whole different discussion. Comment below. I want to hear what you guys think. Sound off. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More Metal Gear Solid videos are coming your way, and a stream, and you don't want to miss it. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.